Once you log into the website, this is the interface you'll see. And to go to inventory, you click on inventory. When you're in inventory, here's the categories that already exist. And remember, categories are the main headings, and you're going to subdivide the categories into items. They're not called subcategories, they call them items. Items are the things associated with the price. So, if you're doing bats as a category, which is great, how can you subdivide the bats? You might, because it goes by price. So if you have glass bats, well, glass bats are different prices. So what is it going to be called? Glass bats that are $9.99 are going to be called what? Glass bats that are $24.99 are going to be what? You have to decide how you're going to organize that. I don't know if you're going to use a letter system or a number system or whatever it is. But all you have to do to add a main category is literally hit Add Category. The category's names are only 10 characters. That's probably because who knows why. So you have to think of how you're going to name the categories. So maybe you have the categories of tie-dyes. Tie-dye, maybe it's tie-dye shirts. Tie-dye, so maybe it would be tie-dye shirt. Okay? You can pick a color that will identify it in the system. You don't have to pick a color, and you hit save. That's all you have to do to add a category. You want to edit a category, you simply click on the category and hit edit. You can change the wording, you can change the color, or if you want to get rid of it, you can hit remove. So I'm going to remove this one. Yes, I want to remove it. Once you have your categories, then you can create your items. So let's just say under cigarettes. You click on the category, you click over here to the right, create an item. If you for some reason pick the wrong category, it'll show you all the categories. Your item name, you have 20 character maximum, so you have to think about it. So you're probably going to want to think of some kind of naming convention so you have patterns for things. Also, you're probably going to need to label your items different things. So like I said, pick a naming convention for items so you have some kind of pattern. And you're probably also going to want to put labels on the items so you can see, so you know that this glass pipe is a glass pipe in item A, and the items go with the prices. So, but for cigarettes, it's probably easier. So you have American, and I'm going to say Spirit, yellow. Okay? Itable, and then in the POS system, if you put items in and you're not selling them at the time or you're out of them, you can come in and uncheck this item so it doesn't show up in the POS system. Pricing and taxes. Here's where I want you to click Extended Item Setup, because this is going to allow you, if you don't have the Extended Item Setup, you can just put Sales, Price, and Tax category. But you want to do the Extended Item Setup so you can do the cost and use inventory tracking. So click on Extended Item Setup and it'll add different categories. Description is if you needed a long name for the description of the item name. You don't need it. Variations really are about size, colors, and flavors. You can customize your variations, but they don't have anything to do with being able to subdivide and make pricing structures. So you might just want to use these if you actually have something in different sizes. But they are going to be the same price. So you can't do small bong, medium bong, large bong, because small bong, medium, large bong, the variation doesn't vary the price. I hope that makes sense. So cigarettes, there's no variation. Do not worry about modifiers. Do not worry about barcodes. Here's the important stuff. Pricing, cost, and taxes. It's sold by each or weight or measure. You don't really weigh anything, so it's going to be each. Sales price. This is how much you're selling it for. So if you're selling a pack of cigarettes for $8, you put in $8. The tax category. Everything except for cigarettes are regular sales tax. So this would be cigarette tax. Even e-juice. Okay? And then is it received by an individual item or a package? The package would apply if you bought like a case of something. So if you bought cigarettes by the case, you would do package. And then it gives you package costs. So if it cost you $300 for the case of cigarettes, And then how many cigarettes were in the case? I'm making this up. I don't know how it works. 50. And then how much you're selling, how much it is per unit, it puts it in there for you. You can put in a primary vendor if you want. You don't have to. And then scroll down more, inventory tracking. How many do you have on hand? Now, I'm not sure with the package, it's how many packages or cases you have on hand. I'm assuming it would be. So if you want to know, you know, you've got 2 cases on hand and you want to reorder when you have 1 case left, that's what I'm assuming. I can make a phone call about this, but it's really going to only apply to like cigarettes and things that you buy in cases. Then all you have to do is save, and if you want another, save and add another. Okay, so category. Maybe I'm adding something and it's bats, and the item name is whatever you're going to call it. Glass, bat, 2-inch, and maybe you're going to do a letter system for the prices. A or A3. This would be each, and once again, extend item setup so you can put more information in. So what it is how much you're selling it for. You're selling it for $24.99. It's regular sales tax. You got it as an individual item. It wasn't in a case. It cost you $9. You can put in a vendor if you want. It doesn't make a difference. If you want to remember where you ordered from, you might want to do the vendors. How many do you have on hand? You have 10, and you want to know then you reorder when you have 2. And then you just do save or save and add another. And that's pretty much it. So if I'm going to close, then I can look. When I go to cigarettes, here's my amount. I don't have a vendor. Here's the tax category. Here's the price. Here's the cost. Here's the margin. It even shows you what your profit margin is. So under bats, now I'd have glass bat A. No, $25. Here's your cost. Here's your margin. So you see what your margin is. If you need to delete something, I can go into all items, and I think I can just click on one and remove item right up here. If you want to copy an item because you have something similar, you can duplicate the item and then make changes. So if there's something similar, you can use duplicate item. So I'm going to remove those items because you don't need them, because you're going to do them for yourself. I click on an item, I remove item. Yes, I want to remove it, it's gone. So once again, categories and items, here's your categories, here's all your items. If I had an item, I could click on it, I could delete it. That's inventory.